Hello, it's me. How y'all doing? It's been a rough day for me. I hope it's been a better day for you. I'm coming forth today because I just got a press release, and this is from the FBI. And like to hear it, here it goes. Carlton L. Peeples named special agent in charge of the Birmingham field office. So that's in Alabama. Okay. Director Christopher Ray, spelled W-R-A-Y, has named Carlton L. Peeples as the special agent in charge of the Birmingham field office in Alabama. Mr. Peeples most recently served as an inspector in the inspection division at FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. Mr. Peeples joined the FBI as a special agent in 1998, almost 30 years ago, and was assigned to the Washington field office. He worked counterintelligence, public corruption, civil rights, violent crime, and gang investigations, and served on the SWAT team. Okay, so if you heard that, that's right, civil rights. So anytime somebody goes against your civil rights, you need to file a claim or report that tip to the FBI under civil rights. And they give you a whole bevy of what the civil right violations are that they investigate. So check that out if you haven't already. It's at fbi.gov. Back to Mr. Peoples. In 2005, Mr. Peoples was promoted to supervisory special agent and transferred to the Civil Rights Unit of the Criminal Investigative Division at FBI headquarters. He served as the Civil Rights Southeast Program Manager and Hate Crimes Coordinator. Okay? This is a name that you need to lock into your memory banks, okay? Because this man handles hate crimes and civil rights violations for the FBI, okay? His name again is Carlton L. Peeples, spelled Peeples. And he's going to be working out of the Washington field office, okay? If you are close to that area or whatever, want to send him a congratulations card, you can do so. You can find out directly where to mail it to through his phone number is 202-324-3691. I prefer emails. That's what I do. Um, so less paper and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, um, in 2008, here's some more history. In 2008, Mr. Peoples was promoted to Senior Supervisory Special Agent in the Atlanta field office, again, the East Coast, supervising the FBI's resident agencies in Macon, Georgia, and Athens. The two offices are responsible for all investigative violations in 40 counties. Mr. Peoples was named an assistant inspector in the inspection division at FBI headquarters in 2014, assisting in the review of field office operational programs and performance of legats, Legats. Let's find out. I want to say that has something to do with the legislature, but let's get the definition of what a legat is, okay? Legats definition, and this could be a typo, okay? But let's see. Oh, a legat is an official emissary, especially an official representative of the Pope. Um, a legate, Legate, is usually official emissary. Okay, so I think what they did is they left off, or it could be this one under Wiktionary. It says um, this is the syllabic abbreviation of legal attaché. That that's a spy. So it maybe that's what they meant. Okay, so let's see this sentence again. It says, Mr. Peeples was named an assistant inspector in the inspection division at FBI headquarters in 2014, assisting in the review of field office operational programs and the performance of, let's use our synonym, spies. Legats, Legats, Legats. So if you're ever on, one of the game shows and they say, what is another word for spy? You can say Legats. Hit that buzzer. Legats, Legats. Another word for spy. All right, Mr. Peoples was promoted to Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Jacksonville field office in Florida in 2016, overseeing the criminal, administrative, cyber, which I thought cyber was out of Los Angeles, but maybe the FBI has made some modifications, honey. So they have a cyber division in Florida as well. I'm impressed. Okay, so let's see. The Jacksonville field office, and he oversaw the criminal, administrative, cyber, financial, and security branches and the SWAT team. I would have put it as well as the SWAT team. In 2019, he was named an inspector in the inspection division at FBI headquarters. He led evaluative reviews focused on mitigating risk to the FBI's investigative, intelligence, and administrative programs, assessed field office leadership, and led agent involved shooting investigations. Woo, woo. Love it. Love it. I love this man. And I just heard of him today. I got another meeting in 15 minutes. They're doing a foreign service officer test prep session today. Um, if you haven't had a chance to check that out, you want to go to the statedepartment.gov. Secretary of State, they have internships, they've got jobs that they're hiring for, and they will assist you in becoming a foreign service officer with test prep, and they support you. So if you're interested in doing something like that, I admonish all young people to look into it. The State Department, the FBI. I filled out the FBI application myself 3 times. It was at least 40 pages long. But I got to tell you, when I went overseas to work for KBR, my application packet was at least 250 pages long. And I had to fill out all that information, plus get clearance from my dentist, um, pass all kinds of tests. And there was a lot of tests, from personality tests to all kinds of things. And then I had to fax it all into human resources in the Houston office for KBR in order to go overseas. Okay, so just know that that is par for the course. Um, Even at Old Dominion, Old Dominion Freight Line, that application is like 75 pages long. So just know that. Some jobs require that. Government jobs, there is a packet. Read the directions carefully so that you don't, miss anything, you know. But let's wrap this up. Uh, that's why I want to be able to go, because I got to be at this Foreign Service Officer test prep session. I'm doing it because I want to get information for any young person that gets in touch with me through the Joseph Dwayne Albert Foundation, because artists um, are hired by the State Department. Isn't that something? I love it. Um, they do hire artists. There are many jobs within the federal government that is based on artwork, that is based on beautifying spaces. It's just amazing. You really need to look into it. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with me via LinkedIn. My Just look for Coletha Albert. It's the one that ends in Miss Coletha. You can inbox me on Twitter. That's also Miss Coletha. And so, yeah. Uh, and you can also leave a message for me down at the bottom of this video, okay? On my About page, you can leave me a note, okay? So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I try to give as much information as I can. There will be a lot of information, especially for young people, under the playlist that's for the Joseph Dwayne Albert Foundation, okay? Um, so yeah, so this is saying, to wrap it up, prior to joining the FBI, Mr. People served in the U.S. Army and as an operations supervisor for a logistics and shipping company. I'm telling y'all, I told you, Old Dominion Freight Line. If you haven't looked at that company, you need to look at that company. It's a logistics and shipping company. They didn't say that he worked for Old Dominion Freight Line, but he may have worked for a similar company. So this is his background. He has been named special agent in charge of the Birmingham, Alabama field office for the FBI, and his background is the U.S. Army and operations supervisor in logistics and shipping for a logistics and shipping company. All right. It says he earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and law enforcement administration from the University of Louisville in Kentucky. A Houston area university where you can major in criminal justice. I think you can for all the universities, but definitely the University of Houston downtown. And the reason why I recommend that particular program is because it is downtown, so it's close to all of the criminal justice administrative offices. So if you get arrested, for those people who get arrested, the people who approve or process your bond, personal recognizance bond, is in downtown Houston. HPD's offices are in downtown Houston unless they have moved them, but everything was right down there, so you could leave campus and actually go and do a ride along with HPD. The sheriff department is downtown. And I believe the FBI headquarters, it used to be downtown, but they've did a lot of renovations, so you want to look into that. If you're in the Houston area, like I said, I recommend their criminal justice program. You will know whether or not you want to continue in this or nah. For many people, their first couple of classes in criminal justice, they can make the decision whether or not they need to switch to another major. It weeds people out right away. Lets you know whether or not this is a vocation for you or not. They do not sugarcoat it. They let you know exactly what it is. The other thing that I like about HPD that a lot of the other criminal justice programs do not have is they have their own chaplains, and the chaplains are diverse. So you have a Jewish rabbi, you have a Southern Baptist preacher, you have a Baptist preacher, you have a missionary Baptist preacher, you have a imam from the Muslim faith, you have also an imam from uh I don't want to say the Black Hebrews, but it's Islam, the Black Islamic guys, and they are huge in criminal justice, huge in criminal justice. Like I said, there's very few places it's like Houston. They have Buddhists, they have Shinto, they have Rosicrucian, they have all of these religious people who support those persons who are going to go into criminal justice. And that's very important, very important. I guarantee you that those gentlemen who beat that young Mr. Nichols to death, they did not go to mass that week. That Friday, when they did what they did, they were not at noon mass. Okay. And I'm just gonna say this, and I don't mean no disrespect, but I saw Mr. Nichols doing a lot of skateboarding and stuff like that, but they didn't show anything about his faith. On the other hand, with many of the other people, they never talk about that. They bring up their criminal history, but they never discuss their faith, whether they were believers or not, whether they come from a family of people who worship a higher power or not. And I'm thinking that the reason why they don't mention that is because they don't have that. So, for all the young people out there who want to worship money or tennis shoes or jewelry or Maseratis, skateboards, I suggest you choose another God and be faithful. That's what I have to say. But I know that you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. I get that. You grown and you have your own life to live. That's fine. But for those of you who are hearing these words and actually want to do, kind of figure out a way to navigate this situation, those are the ones that I'm talking to. I'm not talking to those of you who are offended right now, or who have an attitude right now, or who are pulling a face right now. This is for those who are actually looking um, for support, direction, guidance on how to live this life without getting into trouble. That's what this is all about. This video is for educational purposes. Um, for those of you going forward who have people going against your civil rights, know, and especially when it comes to the police force, there is someone that you can get in touch with besides the supervisor, besides the lieutenant, besides the captain at that police department, besides the chief of police. You can go on the federal level, and that's what uh, the FBI is, the Federal Bureau of Investigations. And they do have units that are strictly for civil rights violations. Okay. And me, myself, whatever city I'm in, I have the FBI in my contact list. I'm going to call somebody at the field office. Oh, yes. When they have coffee with FBI agents, you need to make it to that Starbucks, okay, in your local area because they do that. They do that. They have coffee with cops, coffee with the mayor, coffee with the governor, coffee with the FBI. Get on that. Get on that. Meanwhile, I got 2 minutes to get on this call with the regarding the State Department. So I'm going to do that. I bid you farewell and congratulations to Mr. Peeples. All right, adios, muchachos. Dankeschön to those of you who have subscribed. Darling, Dankeschön. I gotta go. Bye, y'all.